We are live. Welcome to the Manic Money Finance channel. I am Money Mike, here to tell you about the markets. Are they tanking? Are they going up? What is happening? Who knows? Who knows? Trying to check audio levels at the moment. Here to tell you about the markets. All right. So apparently, you're picking up the dog downstairs. My sister's boyfriend dog. He likes to freak out when they're not there, and he'll howl and he'll howl. But he doesn't get along with my dog, so that's really our only option. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the streams on multiple different platforms here, so I can monitor the chat, even though I have a chat over her. But what's up, people? This is our second day back, Sunday night. Markets are closed tomorrow. So this isn't going to be a riveting stream, but, and it's an important big but, because we were watching Bitcoin skyrocket the other night. I called it. I called the reverse. It was 8 p.m. We were looking at a reverse, right? Well, I'll show you right now that doesn't always stay true. This is the Manic Money Finance channel. We're going to show you exactly how we trade, because the reversal is imminent here. We didn't just get a double bottom. We got a triple bottom. And it's going down. The whole thing doesn't look good on a Sunday night. What? A Sunday? And this thing is down by what? Let's look at the 5-day. Because Saturday night, this thing was going through the roof. We hit the $106,000 range. Hopefully you sold and took profits then, because this is where we're at now. It dropped under 100,000 once again. I did not expect this to happen. I will be point blank straight up with you. I did not expect this thing to drop below 100K again. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Hence why I went with the clickbait title. I saw what was happening. I said the markets are dumping. It's the new administration's fault. I knew that's going to get people to jump in. And this is why. So this is the Coinbase chart. I'll probably bring up the Robinhood chart just to see that dichotomy again, that arbitrage relationship. But like I said, at 8 p.m., we should be looking at a reversal. This is technically a horrible chart. This is the last thing you want to see. This round top into a double bottom, and you have a wick that goes lower than the previous two bottoms. So, it's not looking good, right? If you had to guess, you would say, hey, this thing's probably going to drop all day, all night tonight. And I'm going to wake up in the morning and it's going to be an even worse situation. But who knows? I think we're looking at an imminent reversal right here, right now. I don't know if it's going to go over 100K again, but because this might be a not a support situation, but this might be a resistance situation. Do you see that? You see that price action? That's some wild stuff. Wild stuff. But basically what we have is you have a bunch of short sellers jumping in at the bottom here. They're already in. They jumped in at the last round top. And yeah, I mean, I'm thinking we might see something like yesterday, or we get a reversal, because it's starting to get pretty volatile here on a Sunday night as these Asian markets are taking over. The Asian markets, a lot of times, they like to spring this thing the opposite direction you would expect. But, yesterday, I was able to make the call. I saw it plain as day that we were looking at a bounce, and that's exactly what happened. I believe, or I think we might have a reversal from this point tonight, and we might see this thing go back over 100. And if anything, this whole play here between the 99.5 to 100 range, this isn't really it dropping below 100. Kind of, this could be 100K support. It's gonna flirt. It's gonna flirt with it. It's like when you're out at the club, at the bar, with friends, and you see a beautiful woman across the room, and you walk up, you start talking, you start trying to see those nonverbal cues. Hey, does she dig me? Can't really tell. And yeah, we're going to find that out right now. Does Bitcoin dig us? Does Bitcoin think we're gross? We'll find out. Obviously, the markets are closed tomorrow. Martin Luther King Day, inauguration of our new president-elect there. So that could be interesting. I actually have some Trump plays for the week ahead, but I'm going to drop those tomorrow. But because there are actual stocks out there that if Trump does well, they just seem to skyrocket. So I call them the Trump plays. And with Trump coming in as president, those are going to be the ones you're going to see go absolutely nuts this week. There is a possibility that those stocks could actually go the opposite way this week due to the fact that they've been doing so well since he got elected. So that's going to be one of those sell the news things that happens. Obviously, I'm going to do a little deep dive into the actual stocks themselves to see and make sure that wouldn't be the case. We'll see. I mean, if that is the case, you can still make money off them by buying puts, short selling, etc. So yeah, just something to think about. I'm going to go ahead and share this to the old Facebook. Share it to the old Facebook. You know what I mean? I'm going to call it a Sunday chill stream, even though it's not. Because it's not. There couldn't be nothing less chill about this. Watching this thing possibly tank on us. So what I noticed last night is the reversal happened actually around 8:30. It was slow. It was a good ways after 8 p.m. and it ripped in people's faces. And most of your technical chart analysis people would have told you, hey, this thing's going down. And it didn't. And what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a chart breaking down. This is something that people will look at and say, hey, this thing's going freaking down. Well, guess what? That's not what I'm seeing. Oh, look. MicroStrategy. Oh. And then you see green candles like this. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. If you were oh my Lanta. What insanity. Is it going to hold? Or are we going to see strong resistance once again? Because that's just insane, dude. Insane. Woo. Oh, well, I guess she's flirting back. She digs us, guys. She digs us. At this point, I really don't think that it could rip back in our faces. I mean, this is just insanity. Absolute insanity. If you're picking up my dog's barking, I apologize. You probably are. Fred, enough. Forget about him. Dude, enough. Oh, my God, dude. You can't break him out of this once he starts. Once he gets going. Well, there you go. I mean, I wasn't calling it. I was just saying what I've noticed, a trend that I've noticed, and I saw it happening again. And, it hasn't broke out of that tight pattern So it very well could just rip back down on our faces as it does that. But we got that reversal over 100. I think it's going to play ball. I think we're going to stay above 100. That's just me, though. So let's try something else here. Why don't we check out economic data for next week? Fred, come. Fred. Kills the quality of the stream. Just kills it. It's no good. Dude, come on. This dog's insane. He's a Rhodesian Ridgeback, Fred. You've probably seen him on stream before. Rhodesian Ridgebacks are supposed to be incredibly quiet animals. Yeah, he went ahead and broke the mold there. But you see here, we got some economic data for y'all. It's a whole lot of nothing next week. Whole lot of nothing. You have your typical initial jobless claims crap on Thursday. All that stuff on Friday is just jargony garbage. It probably won't do much. It'll be used as an excuse for why the market's reverse on Friday. But this is going to be one of those situations where it's really hard to tell what direction the markets are going to be going in on Monday or on Tuesday. Sorry, markets are closed on Monday. The SPY's actually been looking incredibly strong as of late. Right back up to the $6,000 range. In the last day, I think in intraday trading, it even jumped up above 6,000. I could be wrong, but it's going to be retesting those levels and seeing if it can get above 6,000 again. I don't know. This one's hard to tell. If I had to make an educated guess, and to do that, I'm going to back up to the 3-month chart, and I'm going to check out these patterns. The year-to-date chart is a big old V-shaped correction. Yeah. I think we're actually going to bounce. That's my prediction. I think we're going to bounce. Stock market loves Trump. They just do. That's their thing. And it's very, it wouldn't surprise me just to see everything just go burr. Money printers all around. Small caps, large caps, you name it. People are expecting interest rate decreases this year. And with that being said, the equities are looking mighty good. They're looking mighty nice. So, this is not financial advice, of course. I'm just here to tell you guys what I think. It looks like Bitcoin is dropping back down under 100 again. But that $400, $500 pop, I think it was more like $800 up in a matter of 30 seconds. It tells me this thing is probably reversing. But who knows? That was crazy to see. But yeah, so there's nothing for economic data next week. You don't have to worry about it. It's not worth it. Don't even bother. So let's talk about and this is the wrong chart here. Oh man. Oh, you gotta see this. Oh man. This right here is my altcoin pick, Peanut the Squirrel. Down another 10% today. Down close to 40% on the week. Just absolutely breaking my heart. As you know, I jumped in this region, in the 53-cent region. They got listed on Coinbase up here, plummeted to here. I figured, hey, this is a low. This is a decent low to buy into. And it has just been so much worse than one could have expected. I had really nice gains on Solana. Oh wait, it would probably help if I. Oh yeah, I did bring up the chart. I had nice gains on Solana here, and I got out. See those bad boys. I got out on Solana, but it seems like that's also dropping. So I mean, really, what can you do? I mean, Peanutty dropped much harder. But this is an interesting thing to see before a market close on a Monday. Watch these the cryptos just not doing well. It's wild. Wild to see. Obviously it looks like Bitcoin's flirting with that $100,000 range. We've seen a little flag action here. Seems like an inverted head and shoulders, but who knows? And yeah, hopefully that thing drags everything else back up because I can't imagine selling Peanut the squirrel right now. At this range. Obviously, this looks like an attractive pattern. Like it should bounce back up. But if I have to, I will dump this thing quick. And then basically, probably take a Monday off from trading altogether. Just stay out of it. I'm getting ready. This next weekend coming up, actually, this whole week is going to be incredibly busy. Oh yeah, she's gonna come in. Yeah. You don't have to close the door now. I just closed the door because of Fred. But yeah, I mean, this thing right now, I might actually jump out right now. I got a wild week ahead. I have multiple videos planned for filming. I got to go into our most recent video, the top 10 for 2025. It's just kind of plateaued at 26 views, which is okay. I will literally use that video content in future videos to kind of say, hey, look, I was right. This is what I was talking about. Oh yeah, looking at the Bitcoin chart now. I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart here, the live chart on my computer. I bring that bad boy up. So that thing is actually starting to look bad. Kind of like a double top, descending double top. So I might have to, I wasn't paying attention to this today, so that's on me. I wasn't trying to be glued to my phone all day. So because of that, I did not have a stop loss prepared. And yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah. I'm down 27% on that one. Oh, good thing I pulled out a bunch of profit and I only put a little bit into this guy just for the heck of it. Keep some skin in the game. So yeah. Yeah, screw it. Might as well hang on. It's funny though, because like the Bitcoin chart has not updated, so that's why I kind of like got I had pause because it's like, why isn't this chart updating? Seems kind of suspect. But yeah. So, actually, let's go ahead and bring up the SPY. So, this is the past day chart. It's probably not the greatest. We had this chart up yesterday, and you get people selling out before the inauguration. They're making a bet, because the ceasefire talks, the Gaza ceasefire talks fell apart this week. Well, let's check that out. And they kind of fell apart this week. And then it was like, all right, they were, it seemed as if, because let's face it, this world news matters a lot. I don't care what anybody tells you, but the talks kind of broke apart a little bit, and now it almost seems like the agreement is happening again. So what's interesting though is that it's kind of like a 3-1, and it seems strange how they're doing this hostage thing, almost like there's some funny business afoot. And so Israel released 90 Palestinian prisoners, and that was after Hamas released 3. They're supposed to be freeing 33 over the next 6 weeks, and the ones who they did release are alive. I guess displaced Palestinians are already returning to their homes, which are probably decimated, which is interesting. And Israel is starting to withdraw. So the truce began earlier today, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. But basically what this is going to do is this is going to drop oil prices, right? And that will bring commodity prices down. I think I talked about this before, but you can see some of this stuff here. And it's really, really interesting to see, because if this keeps on going, and let's face it, we all know who got this ball rolling, and if this keeps going, we're probably looking at, there we go. We're probably looking at a drop in oil. I'm going to go ahead, and now that I have that up, pop the chart up for a second so I can go and put so we can check out crude oil price futures. All right. So you're definitely going to want to look at this. All right, because these markets, they're going to, they follow this stuff a lot. So basically, we were looking at $80 a barrel before this happened. And currently, I mean, some of these things are still up slightly, but and the OPEC basket's up slightly. But you can go ahead and look at the chart right down here in this right-hand corner. So you got this chart over the past few days. We hit a peak and it's dropping. This one's starting around the top. So basically what's going to end up happening is you're going to get stability in the Middle East and oil is going to go down. And what that's going to end up doing is that's going to drag the prices down on everything. So you see these day changes. I mean, it's minimal. If you do see a green arrow, anything with oil or natural gas, it's minimal. You can already see gold, silver, copper going down as it looks like World War III is being averted. I mean, steel's up slightly in China. Iron ore, China. Lithium's up, China. Interesting. Lithium was one of our plays for the top 10 for 2025. Yeah, and it almost looks like most things are down, and if something is up, it is up slightly. Let's actually check out lithium. No, we can't check out individual ones through here. We can only go through the larger spreadsheet of commodity prices. We can also check out stocks. Currencies. Ooh, interesting. It's a lot of information. But yeah, this is interesting stuff to take in. And I think we're going to see a continuation of these drops in prices. I don't see $80 a barrel. I mean, we're at 80 now, but I think this is basically this is the peak. Trump's going to be inaugurated tomorrow. He's a whole drill baby drill kind of person. Our goal as a country for stability is to lower the price of oil because it actually makes it harder for Russia to keep doing what they're doing over there in Europe, Eastern Europe. So I think, instability in the Middle East, this stuff's coming down. We're watching this stuff come down. I don't care who you are. That's what's happening. It's important when trading and doing this kind of stuff that you keep an eye to the broader markets in general, right? I know that you've been told on this channel before that the news doesn't matter. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I mean, people live within a framework of a larger societal framework and a global framework of being a citizen of countries and a citizen of the world at large. And the things that happen overseas, right here at home, will always affect the markets intrinsically. You can't avoid it. So, for instance, when it comes to Bitcoin, at least the Mt. Gox wallet, if Biden's administration sells off those Bitcoin in the Mt. Gox wallet, you're gonna watch Bitcoin go down 5%. Maybe more when you get the FUD of the traders who are watching it go down 5%, and they start selling. People start selling en masse. So you're gonna see that something like that, where they got regulatory approval to sell the Bitcoin. This news matters. For instance, heaven forbid, we definitely don't want this to happen, but someone drops one of those big bombs somewhere, like if Putin did that in Ukraine, you're going to see the markets tank the next day. Tank. If that's the only thing that happens, I mean, it could be so much worse. If the U.S. economy falters very badly and you see, the stock markets, the indexes start tanking, you're going to see gold go through the roof. You're going to see commodities go through the roof just because they have an intrinsic value. So the news matters, people. The news matters. I wouldn't necessarily say that you're going to be trading the news. Because sometimes it's buy the rumor, sell the news. That happens a lot in the stock market. So you typically, when the news drops, if it isn't absolutely spectacular, blockbuster news that far surpasses anybody's expectations, basically what you're going to be seeing is, little drop action in the market typically. So, I mean, something to keep in mind. We're looking at a boomer exit from the markets eventually here. We're going to hit chop eventually. If it's not under this next president, it'll be under the one after that, where we need a correction in the markets. And I mean, maybe we don't need one, but it's looking more and more imminent every day. If the SPY doesn't chop and it takes off again, like, it's only going to make the pain worse when that correction does eventually come in and the markets drop. Things move so much quicker nowadays. So I don't think you'll necessarily ever see something like the Great Depression again. But who knows? With the way the news cycle is, the way people where they get their news, and everything else. I mean, you could see some crazy stuff happen. But, 2020 was a good example of that. That happened quickly. We recovered quickly. Yeah. So, I don't know if we're going to cover too much tonight. This is probably going to be a short show. I have to get up super early and go plow the lot at my job. So I am the plow guy at work. And yeah, see, this looks like it's correcting. I don't think I'm jumping out just yet. I think I'm gonna hang on. This thing might just decide to take off in our faces. I mean, you see this chart. It dipped to 6 cents today and took off right back up. I mean, if it was gonna go lower than it is now, well, I guess I deserve to lose my money. Oh, because that would be just absolutely crazy. But yes, it's one of those things. The crypto markets are down. So what I expect to see, if Bitcoin is doing a reversal right now, just like I said it would. It's just crazy. So we might actually see the SPY up. So basically, you're gonna have to keep an eye on Bitcoin for Tuesday morning. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to trade the stock market tomorrow. But if Bitcoin ends up, I made quite a few good short-term SPY plays doing this. But if Bitcoin keeps heading up into tomorrow and Tuesday morning, basically you can almost be assured that the SPY is also going to go over the 6,000 range. There seems to be a weird congruence here with Bitcoin at 100K and the S&P 500 at 6,000. A weird congruence, and you'll see it on Tuesday morning. So basically, if Bitcoin is really rocketing up into that 100K region and through it, the SPY is at least going to be testing 6,000, if not regaining those levels and taking off itself. It's kind of wild. There's very rarely do they actually break from each other, and when they do, it's usually because Bitcoin will be going down and the S&P won't be following it. That's the only time I've seen that them break from each other, unfortunately. So, but Bitcoin keeps going down. You could see the SPY down too on Tuesday. I know everybody's thinking that a Trump presidency, it means the stock market's going to go through the roof. And I'm telling you right now, there's no guarantee. The larger market makers could be expecting that. People could be buying a bunch of calls expecting that as well, and creating a max pain level that would push market makers to sell off shares so they don't have to write premiums. They don't have to, eat that premium. So if you don't know what max pain is on options, you can look it up, but it's basically a price level that the stock needs to be at where the most people lose their money. So you'll have a stock price about, let's say it's $10 is max pain, and you'll see that stock trading on Thursday at $11 a share. What happens more often than not is on Friday, the day those options expire, you will watch that stock drop towards the $10 range. And that's towards max pain. And it happens more often than not, the majority of the time, to the point where a lot of traders will talk about max pain when they're talking about price direction and where they think it's going to go. It's interesting. So it's something to, keep in mind. You need to learn that, max pain. Put that in the old notebook, El Journal. But yeah, Yeah, this is definitely a chill stream, you know. But not as high energy as yesterday. I've been going all day, cleaning. I had lunch at my pop's house, streaming for 3 hours before this. Trying to build my other channel. Um, so you'll have to forgive me for not being as yesterday because I was going hard yesterday. I had some pent up frustrations, and those all just came out on the stream last night on you guys. I guess maybe the impending labor that I have to deal with 5-6 hours from now, where I'll be going down to my job and plowing snow for a while. Maybe that's just taking the wind out of my sails. I don't know. I don't have any altcoins for you. You know, it's basically the one I came up with yesterday because it was brand new listed on Coinbase. I mean, that really disappointed me. So the App Store ended up being a total disappointment as well. When ended up not being associated with graphene in any way, shape, or form. So it was heavily manipulated. A small group of people made a lot of money off that, and then they bailed. So yeah, somebody is running a crypto trading group where they're taking money from people to shill altcoins, and that's no bueno. So people are becoming bag holders if they want to hang on long term. That was probably the most depressing thing of the week. And there it is. There's the full reversal for you guys playing out. Just like I said, that's what I believed would happen. Asian market reversal. And yeah, hopefully we see a continuation of this into tomorrow. I never would have thought after last night that this thing would have been flirting with 100,000 in the $100,000 range again, but here we are. But yeah, part of me wants to just start trading the 8:30 p.m. reversal because it seems to be a thing between 8 and 8:30. Basically, just trade the opposite direction that you would expect, and it'll play out for you. But yeah, I ain't got no stocks for you today. It's not important. I think that broader picture idea that I was telling you about is what you should be thinking about. You know, that's something, these larger societal trends and market trends. If you're a bigger picture person, macroeconomic, not microeconomic, you can, really make a lot of money. It's important not to get into this train of thought that like the price action is going after you and attacking you specifically. That's not what happens. This price action, what's happening right now, was always going to happen whether you bought it or sold. It makes no sense if someone would be watching your trades and cause the price to just, rip in the opposite direction in your face. That makes no sense. And I know there's a lot of people that think this way. I know someone that I work with thinks this way. And he was talking about how it's going to go down. He actually bought one of my top 10s for 2025 and it didn't go down. Didn't go down because it wasn't true. It was always going to go up, whether he was in it or not. And he just happened to get in it. And that's how it is. There's no shadowy figures controlling the price of this. There's a lot of small players jumping into this thing. And these high frequency trading algorithms are what's really driving the price. The majority of your trades now, stock market, Bitcoin, crypto, it don't matter. It's high frequency trading algorithms. If you are a physical person trading, you're buying and selling with your own two fingers, you are the minority of all trading volume nowadays, which is wild to think about. Robots be out here trading. So maybe it is true. Maybe they will take over the world. I don't know, though. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, basically that's all I have for you tonight. There's not much to talk about with the markets being closed on Monday. Obviously, if you can, get into this cryptocurrency thing, get into the cryptos for the next day. It's actually kind of looking like a good entry point. I could be wrong, but it's looking like a good entry point. You got the Trump coin, the official Trump coin, which is not an official Trump coin. Trump did not make a cryptocurrency. It's got a market cap at 10 billion. Its volume is 41 billion. That is super unhealthy. That's telling me that if this thing doesn't keep going up, because that volume's insane, that basically it's heavily manipulated. And I know I just went on and said something about shit. There's no such thing as shadowy figures, but the circulating supply is 20% of the total supply. And most likely that official Trump coin, which is not listed on Coinbase. You know what? Actually, let's bring that up. Let us bring that up on the MEXC exchange, right? This thing is crazy, right? So what you're seeing here is something where a very small fraction has been listed. And this thing's only a few days old on MEXC. It got listed yesterday at noon. Will you please stop? It got listed yesterday at noon. Get out. And it's already just going nuts. So this one, very small percentage of circulating supply is actually circulating. So most likely the developers who made this coin are either slowly or quickly selling their bags, because to have this thing probably go from a price close to zero to $75 a coin, that's just wild. Insane to think about. So, just be wary. Be very wary of stuff like this. Most of our top movers right now, I'm looking through them on Coinbase. Most of our top movers right now are all down. The whole crypto market is down, which is wild. This could be, just an all-around stop loss hunt or a correction, because obviously Bitcoin is leading this charge. But I mean, the altcoins, the drop, most of them, the altcoins, the drop started yesterday. And Bitcoin was going up to 105, 106 yesterday. Everything else was going down. And you see Bitcoin peaked out at the 106 range. So it's kind of interesting. Sometimes the altcoins will, predict the price of Bitcoin. Other times, what you'll see is it's the total opposite, like this time around, where altcoins will start dipping and then Bitcoin follows suit. Even though it seems to be continuing its bull run. So yeah, obviously this is going to be a more crypto heavy show, because we don't need to talk about stocks with stocks being closed down tomorrow. But I do have a very exciting show tomorrow about your Trump stocks. So we're going to be going more stock heavy tomorrow. We'll cover Bitcoin, we'll cover some others, but we're really going to be going stock heavy. I'm going to be going over some really nice plays. And the greatest thing about those is we'll be able to make sure that Trump got inaugurated and is our sitting president before we even get into those plays, which will, take out a lot of the guessing and the uncertainty. So yeah, something to think about. But that's about all I got for you guys tonight. Hope you enjoyed. And stay frosty, my friends. Till tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been Money